Good afternoon. Welcome back to Skyway Bound presents Fly Tampa Fly. And this is my second recording because the first time I forgot to turn on the mic. So bear with me. This is a Fly Tampa Fly is a Tampa Bay area focused small business aviation. I guess we're calling ourselves a news channel these days. But our goal is to help be part of the solution and help grow the aviation community, make it a little bit more accessible and more diverse and more robust within the Greater Tampa Bay area. So thanks for joining us today. Oh yeah, like, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever other social media happy jazz. I got my social media logos. You'll see them throughout the presentation, so that's one minor improvement. And I got a cool new logo. Check out that logo in between the little bridge symbol. I like it. Hey, little things. It's the little things. Now you guys get to see my smiling face. Here's a question. Oops. Yep. Here's a question of the day. When are non-rechargeable batteries of an emergency locator transmitter required to be replaced? A, every 24 months. B, when 50% of their useful life expires. Or C, at the time of each 100 hour or annual inspection. So just ponder that and we'll come back to that. All right, cool, that works. All right, we got some FAA news. Going to go through this probably a little bit quicker than I did the first time. I think I went over my time limit. I don't have a clock. Well, I do have a clock, but I'm not watching it. All right, the FAA did a study. They had a summit this past March. They issued a safety alert with specific steps it wants airlines, pilots, and others to take, to including those of you guys in the general aviation realm. They're urging a list of actions that include ensuring pilots and flight attendants have the same understanding of what sterile flight deck means and the risk associated with extraneous communication during this time. And then another part of the list, not the whole list, they want to make sure to emphasize the importance of awareness of the aircraft in relation to taxiways, runways, and other aircraft. So we'll put the link in the description if you want to review the whole safety alert for operators link. It's going to be in the description below. So just some information coming out from the FAA. No, my news probably isn't the most timely, but just kind of doing this for practice. And for those of you guys who might not be subscribed online, you can actually subscribe to the FAA updates and go to FAA.gov and you can subscribe to these kind of updates. But I'm doing it just in case you don't want it. There are going to be some changes to the FAA knowledge exams, specifically for the private pilot and the commercial knowledge exams. For example, test times are going to be reduced by 30 minutes. The private pilot test will go from 150 minutes to 120 minutes, and the commercial pilot test will change from 180 minutes to 150 minutes. Additionally, 5 unscored validation questions, whatever that means, will be added to each test, and you're not going to know what they are. These questions will not count towards the applicant score, but are included so the FAA, big government, can evaluate you, watch you. I'm sorry, second time around, I'm feeling a little bit more refined in my delivery. But seriously, they're using it as a way to improve their test questions and how they test you. The private pilot test will now consist of 65 questions instead of up from 60 questions, and the commercial pilot test will grow from 100 questions to 105 questions. But there's always a but. You can breathe easy because there will be no changes to test topics or subject matter at this time. So take that for what it's worth. You're still going to have to take the test. You still need to pass it. The FAA provided a report to Congress. Basic med is okay. For those of you guys who don't want to maintain a regular first, second, or third class medical certificate, it is okay. Of course, there are some limitations of which you can go to the FARs. Contact me if you want a reference to the FARs. But essentially, a study team assembled to fulfill the FAA obligation to report to the results of Basic Med implementation to Congress, included representatives of the FAA's Flight Standards Office, Office of Aerospace Medicine, and the Office of Accident Investigation and Prevention. Basically, they found no differences in safety when comparing private pilots flying with basic medical qualifications to private pilots who obtained third-class medical certificates. For those of you who aren't in aviation or are looking to get into aviation, the fundamental difference between the two medical qualification programs is a third-class medical, you have to see an aviation medical examiner, where basic med allows you to see an AME or see your regular doctor instead. But with that said, before you get into aviation, you still have to see an AME at the beginning. But once you're in the system and you've been cleared, then you can go to your other doctor. And of course, there's additional rules that go with that, with how you do it, and a little checklist, etc., etc. So it's just a way to bring more people in aviation that aren't going to be able to maintain a more higher level of medical certificate. All right, let's go to the next thing. Today this is my teleprompter, my phone. My other computer is having personal issues. All right, let's go to the world of politics. Aviation politics, we'll call this. There's a bipartisan bill that would create a pathway for veterans to become commercial airline pilots. It's being reintroduced in the U.S. Senate, and this was within the past month in March is when this was being introduced. It basically builds off the Forces of Flyers research initiative that was a 3-year study conducted in response to the airline pilot shortage, and that started in 2017. So this will be an opportunity for veterans if you're looking to get into the world of aviation, but you feel like most people that it's cost prohibitive. Keep your eye out on this legislation, because this might be an opportunity for you to get some of that cost taken care of and paid for to help you get your foot in the door. Our next, another political aviation political news. The Senate Commerce eyes aviation workforce initiatives. The Senate Commerce Committee. They are focused on the workforce challenges confronting the aviation industry as it contemplates the development of a comprehensive FAA reauthorization bill. So essentially, they're looking at ways to incentivize people within the greater American public to become interested in the world of aviation. And of course, there's a lot of hurdles to overcome. They're looking to bring a little bit of diversity into the world of aviation, as well as general accessibility, because rumor has it there's a shortage. So if there's a shortage, there's a shortage. We need more people. I'm open. Hey, I'm here. I think I'm diverse. So I would like to see more. I want to see more people like me. All right. So that's going on in the world of aviation politics. All right. Let's move on to the next. All right, some local politics. For those of you, my show is focused on the Greater Tampa Bay area, but I do like to throw in some national stuff. And I'm doing that because, some of these things are going to influence. They're going to influence the potential opportunities that you might have. And I'm trying to bring a as well-rounded of a view as I can to help you try to find ways to get into the world of aviation, to start some sort of small aviation business. So moving on, St. Petersburg has selected a consultant to study the Albert Whitted Airport's waterfront real estate. And they already have a master plan, so they're looking to see if they're going to continue with the master plan that might include things like lengthening runways and more infrastructure changes, or are there other better uses for the airport that can bring more revenue and more opportunities for the rest of St. Pete on the airport. The city's going to hold public meetings, and they're going to get input from the community, what the community wants to see. So if you're interested in saving the airport, please keep this on your radar. I know there are multiple organizations. They seem to be a little bit fragmented. Hopefully they will all come together and find some sort of unified voice somewhere, because it'd be a shame to see the airport. I use the airport all the time. That's one of my, it's not my only training location. I try to bounce around as an independent flight instructor. I bounce around to different places around the whole Tampa Bay area, but that's one of my go-to spots when I fly quite a bit out of Albert Whitted, and I like it. It's a nice little location, nice little airport. So the study is going to explore how ideas could change the economics of the area. What does it do for job creation? and what would it cost the city to put infrastructure that will serve whatever comes out of it. Yeah, well, I'm pulling for Albert Whitted, so join me and join the fragmented others that are trying to come together to save Albert Whitted. I think it's a great location. It's a great resource that can serve the greater good in Greater Pinellas County, as well as the Greater Tampa Bay area, and the potential there with vertical takeoff and landing coming into play. I mean, it's just a great opportunity, and it's a great resource for the local community that I think most people don't understand or see the benefits. But I see it almost every day when I'm there at the airport, using the services that they provide. All right, moving on. For those of you guys who are looking to get into the world of aviation, I always stress, especially when I go talk to younger folks, that it's an industry. It's a huge industry. I'll have kids jokingly, when I ask them what do they want to be, they'll tell me that they want to be an artist, and then maybe they're not joking, but they're surprised when I say, yes, there is a place for you in the world of aviation and the world of brand creation. I did find an article, and we're going to put it in the description below. It's an article from Aerotime, of which you can go online and subscribe. This is how I get all my information, is through subscribing to these various news sources. I'm just trying to package it for you guys in a way that's focused on the Greater Tampa Bay area. But they interviewed a guy in New York named Edmund Hewitt. He's an airline livery designer. Who knew? A livery designer. I don't have a clue what that means, but I found out. A livery, or livery, is a marketing term, and it's defined as the colors or designs that a company that put on companies things that it owns or sells. So basically the color schemes and the logos, that's livery for a business. Anyway, if you're interested, you're an artist, and you want to get into the world of aviation, there's another opportunity for you. You can still get into the world of aviation as an artist. So it's a huge industry. So I continue to beat that drum. Aviation, one and for all in the Greater Tampa Bay area. I put this slide up here. The Florida Department of Transportation, they provide a periodic aviation study. Basically, it talks about the economic impact. It says it right there on the screen. It's a great resource of information to help you begin compiling basic information that can support your attempts to build any aviation-related business in the state of Florida. This is a great resource, and they have consistent studies, not just in 2019. 2019 was the big study, but they have other studies that they provide. Like they did one that was related to the Naples area. They released one, I think, last month or the month before, for 2022. So there's a lot of, you, like me, probably don't have a lot of time, but this is a great way to get a lot of information and get some of the resources you need to start packaging your dream and figuring out, some of basically your market research, if you will. So this is one tool, one source. We'll put a link down in the description below so we can help get you started. Hopefully, just let us know what comes out of it, and let us know how we can help you as well. Space Florida, I put this up there for the same reason. Space Florida is what do you call these? I don't know what you call these guys. It's a Space Florida Board of Directors. Basically, it's an entity, and I'm pretty sure it's a nonprofit entity. I'm pretty sure, basically to promote essentially the aviation industry. Space is the aviation industry. I put this up there because if you go to this website, you'll see a bunch of potential government contract requests for proposal kind of opportunities. Those of you who are looking to get into state government advertising within the world of aviation, Space Florida could be a potential opportunity. Before you see the websites on the screen, and I will also put another link to the website in the description below. It's a great way to start, great place to start, because they also provide a bunch of statistics and economic kind of impact numbers that could help you out as well. Okay. Now for some drone news, some drone drama. There is a Florida drone ban, but it only applies to government agencies. So government agencies can no longer use the popular, it looks like DJI, That's the name of the company, and I'm not sure exactly what that stands for. Somebody put it in the comments if you guys know what it is. I'll try to put it when I find it later. But essentially, let me read this wording because I always found this wording to be pretty hilarious to me. A rule went into effect that bans Florida government agencies from using drones made by a foreign country of concern. I need some music to back me up. Dun, dun, dun. A foreign country of concern. I don't have a clue what that means. Well, actually, we do know what that means. It means China. And basically, law enforcement and all the other agencies that use the DJI drones specifically, they have to use a different set. And they've been provided a specific list. So we're going to put that link in the description as well. If you see any opportunities, you might see an opportunity to enter the world of drones. If that's the way you want to get into the world of aviation, well, there's a little bit more information there for you to dig around and see see how you can make your aviation business dream come to life. So we're pulling for you. Let me know what you come up with. I'd love to see it, hear about it. All right, a little quick aviation industry. Locally, you're all aware, most of you are aware if you're local, of the name Tony Jannus. Anthony. Actually, the website says Anthony, not Anthony. Anthony. I need to be careful because get canceled on YouTube. Anthony Habersack Jannus, more formally known as Tony Jannus, was born July 22, 1889. And he died October 12, 1916. He is an early American pilot whose aerial exploits were widely publicized in aviation's pre-World War I period. He's very famous to us locally as the first airline pilot, having pioneered the inaugural flight of the St. Petersburg and Tampa Bay airboat line on January 1st, 1914, this first scheduled commercial airline flight in the world using heavier-than-air aircraft. Pilot Tony Jannus flew St. Petersburg, then St. Petersburg Mayor AC Phil, P-H-E-I-L. Somebody put in the comments how you actually pronounce that. Across the bay to Tampa. And, just take a minute to consider how important that was way back in 1914. At that time, today, I fly, pun intended, drive really fast across the Howard Franklin Bridge between Tampa and St. Pete, back and forth. They didn't have that option back then. Prior to 1914, travel from Tampa to St. Petersburg, Florida, for those of you guys who are out of state. St. Petersburg was an isolated peninsula, and it required, you either had to get across by some sort of steamboat trip or a 5-hour railroad trip around. Insane. If you live here now, you just can't imagine. Or you could take a bumpy automobile or horse and buggy ride, which took many hours because the roads were primitive and unpaved. So, yeah. Anyway, just to add to that, in 1963 they created the Tony Jannus Distinguished Aviation Society that was founded, and they present the Tony Jannus Award to perpetuate his legacy, and it's given annually to an outstanding individual who has made an impact in the scheduled commercial aviation industry. There you go. You can learn more information. We're going to put the TonyJannus.com website down below. I don't see it on the slide here, but we'll put it down there in the comments in the description below if you're interested in digging more and learning more about Tony Jannus and some local Tampa Bay aviation history. All right, let's go back to the question of the day. I'll work on this. I probably should have put the question of the day without the answer and then flipped over to it, but hey, it is what it is. I'm a work in progress. I am a good beep, and I'm always beep learning. I don't want to say it. He probably has it trademarked, the whole phrase. But I'm always learning. All right, when are non-rechargeable batteries of an emergency locator transmitter required to be replaced? A, every 24 months. B, when 50% of their useful life expires. C, at the time of each 100-hour or annual inspection. And there you go. There's your answer. When 50% of their useful life expires. The reference, probably just one of the references, is FAR 91.207 subsection C. And I think that is it. Oops, I went back to the beginning. All right. All right, that's it. That's it for today, folks. I'm tuckered out. This is the second time I've done this because first time I forgot to turn on the sound, but I think I had the sound on this time. I'm looking. The mic bars are green, yellow, and red, so that looks positive. Yeah, that looks positive. All right. Thank you for joining us today. Please subscribe, like, all that happy social media jazz. And if you have any ideas that you want us to research or, add to this, I'm all ears. I'm just trying to make it better. I really created this because we don't have anything like this that really packages news and that's tailored to the Greater Tampa Bay area. That's my focus right now. It might grow later, but right now it's the Greater Tampa Bay area. And I just want to help the local aviation business community grow, become more accessible. And my goal is to see the Greater Tampa Bay area become the #1 producer of aviation industry-wide workers. Period. That's my goal, my dream. So if you want to join me on that road to greatness, to Greater Tampa Bay greatness, just subscribe and like, and feel free to reach out to me at one of my social media accounts, and we can get a dialogue going. And if you have any questions and you're trying to get into the world of aviation business, I probably don't know the answer, but I'm willing to work with you to find the answer because I want to help you be successful and enter the world of aviation business or any other kind of general business questions. So with that said, we're going to bring it to a close today. First of all, I'd like to thank my friends and my sponsors at MindMyPC. I am not an IT tech. I am not a cybersecurity doctor, but they have that on their team at MindMyPC. If you want to focus on what you do best, I like to focus on flying and providing flight instruction. I do that better than these guys. But these guys, they take care of all my IT infrastructure and cybersecurity needs. That allows me to focus on what I do best, and that's being in an aircraft. So if you're sick of trying to do everything and are looking for the right team members, looking for somebody to take care of your IT and cybersecurity needs, reach out to my friends there at MindMyPC. And actually, let me put this on. I almost did it again. I almost forgot. Boom. There they go. There I am. Because it changes over here in this one window. I have no excuses. I got multiple windows here. It can be kind of confusing. I probably need like a production team. That would be helpful. But it is what it is. I'm in startup mode. Anyway, MindMyPC. Give my friends a call. They'll take care of you. Cybersecurity and IT solutions for one and all. All right, as always, I want to take time to thank my friends at Jetline Systems. They are kind enough to allow me to come in here and pretend to be working on, and they just let me borrow their space here to do this little broadcast or recording. And I just really thankful. If you have any simulation computer needs, please reach out to them. There's a number. If for some reason you can't get through to them, please contact me via my social media accounts, which is coming up in the next slide, and they will take care of you. They're good at what they do. They're well known throughout the flight simulation industry, and they're just good folks. So give them a call. And then finally, as always, if you're looking to begin your flight dream, I encourage you to start today. Don't wait. Yes, okay, it's going to cost a little something, but can you really take any of that with you when you've left this life? No, you cannot. So why not start living your dream today? Join me at Skyway Bound Aviation Services. Let's figure out how we can get you in an aircraft. You don't have to finish in 60 to 90 days. I know you're in a rush. Maybe you've been good at everything in your life, but let's just get your dream going. It's a cool dream. It's something when you do finally finish, you can really share. It's a dream that you can share with friends and family. It's just simply fun, and it's so worth it. It's worth every darn penny, in my humble opinion. I'm so humble. I'm going to tell you I'm humble, but in my opinion, it is very much worth it. And living your dream, because if you're worried about money, we can figure out how to work with you and just take your time and learn one step at a time. Don't worry about the hours. It's fun. And it is so worth it to look back on your life and say, I lived my dream. I flew. Okay. I lived my dream. So come with us if you want to start living your flight dream today. There's my information on the screen. Of course, always subscribe, like, if you can, like us at our social media accounts, and same thing with this YouTube channel. If you could hit the bell and all that, you'll stay up to date when we drop a video, and etc. etc. And I think that's gonna do it for us. Thanks again for joining us today. As always, the road is long in your world. Those of you who are looking to get into the world of entrepreneurship, but it is worth it. I am having a good time in this world. Get out there and make your dream happen. Reach out to us if we can help you do that. Have a great day. Have a great week. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Oh, by the way, that's right, this is going to podcast too. So let me bring back up my last screen. Those of you guys in podcast land, if you want to reach out to us, and once again, at Skyway Bound Aviation is our Facebook page, and our Instagram is skyway.bound.aviation. And you can email us at consulting@skywaybound.com. And then, of course, I have a phone for text messages only, 813-727-9300. If you're interested, shoot me a text and we'll figure out how to get your flight dream going. So there you go. I had to do that for our folks out in podcast land. So we're covering people via video and audio only. So thank you, folks, for your time. Have a great week. Get out there, make all your dreams happy. And as always, I believe in you. Fly, Tampa, fly. I love it. Get out there, make your dreams happen.